What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Post-Gazette Pirates YouTube channel. Jason Mackey, Noah Hiles here in Little Havana.
Yeah,
right.
Wouldn't you know it?
Right,
Very nice place.
Yeah, a nice, authentic spot here for opening day down here in Miami. Pirates open the season tomorrow, Thursday, against the Marlins. 4-game series. We're both down here to cover it, but. Jason, we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the opening day roster, which was announced this evening. But before we do, we've got to talk about the Jared Jones news. We haven't talked about this on the channel yet. The Post-Gazette broke the story yesterday, his diagnosis. Oh, not his official diagnosis, but we reported 6 weeks without throwing a baseball, no tear. That was confirmed today. The official diagnosis is a UCL sprain. So, but everything else checks out. No throwing for 6 weeks, not picking up a baseball was the term that was used through Todd Tomczyk, the Pirates Senior Director of Sports Medicine. Is that the right term there? I've written it so many times. It's just stuck in my head.
Dr. Todd.
Yeah, Dr. Todd is what we call him. But in 3 weeks, if cleared by a doctor, he can begin a plyometric throwing program with 2 hands. No timetable for his return. But Ben Cherington said they're encouraged by this news, and they envision him pitching for the Pirates in 2025. They just don't know exactly when. So, Jason, I'll throw it over to you.
Yeah.
Ben's encouraged. Are you?
Sure. I'm encouraged by, I believe in Jared. I like the kid. I don't want to sit here and throw dirt on anything. It's encouraging that there's nothing more wrong with the elbow. But, I mean, I'd be lying if I wasn't. You hear elbow and pitcher and his build and how he throws, and it scares me.
Yeah.
It scares me. It always will scare me. So, we got the best news possible for him, that there's no tear, but I just...
Turn this around. We're good. You can keep going.
Can you still hear?
Yeah. We should be good,
yeah. But if it's 6 weeks, no throw, and then he gets back to it, great. That's the best case scenario. It's just we've seen so many of these things where it's not that simple.
Yeah, it's anytime you see those 3 letters, right? UCL, it's scary. I think my big takeaway on this, and I've said this before, props to Jared Jones for reporting this.
For saying something, absolutely.
Early on. And I don't know, and I don't want to make assumptions. I don't know exactly, but I don't know if this is something he would have done at this time last year when he was competing so hard to make the team. This is a guy who, and Cherington said it was a really good quote, where he's a killer on the mound. Now he's got to be a killer in his rehab. And Jared Jones is a killer on the mound. He is a ruthless competitor. And I think it goes against a lot of his internal instinct to admit weakness. And I think that this is a big sign of maturity for Jared Jones.
Well, if he would have kept throwing, he would have blown it out.
Exactly.
Like
and he might have saved himself a surgery by being mature enough to recognize, hey, there is a problem here.
Yeah.
I'm going to address this as early as possible. And like we both said, he might have saved himself a season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I hope he gets back. Yeah. If we want to talk bigger picture, I mean, Jared Jones is an integral part of what the Pirates are doing. You don't need me to tell you that, but... Yeah. I believe he's going to pitch again. I just hope that this issue is gone for good, that he can get past it, and it's not lingering, that it's not something biomechanic in how he throws the ball that's causing this. I mean, and there's no way of us knowing that.
No, and it's easy to compare this to other examples. I'm sure Pirates fans will think to Jameson Taillon. I'm sure people have drawn comparisons to Garrett Cole, and obviously, it's easy to make those parallel comparisons, but every body is different. Every diagnosis is different.
We're also most notably not doctors.
Correct.
So I try to avoid...
Yes, well, that's my thing is I'm not comparing it to anything.
Yep.
I'm simply going off of what the doctors and our sources have told us, and this is what we know so far. So I think that can conclude the Jones talk. Let's talk real quick about the opening day roster. I didn't think we were going to get one.
So they had to eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we would get one.
Wouldn't shock me if they went till opening day.
And I'm thankful that they did not wait till there. Looking at it,
surprised you.
I mean, the one thing that stands out, and I asked Ben about this, last year there were hardly any left-handers on this pitching staff.
Now what, 6?
There are 6 of their 13 pitchers on the opening day roster are left-handed. You've got 2 starters, Bailey Falter and Andrew Heaney, and then the relievers, Ryan Barucki, Caleb Ferguson, Tim Meza, and Joey Wentz, the final guy who makes the team out of camp. That's really interesting. I know the Pirates always express how they like left-handed pitching in PNC Park. Cherington, to his credit, has had success with finding left-handed pitching during his time here. Is it too much?
I don't think so.
No?
Not if they pitch well.
Okay.
I just thought Tanner Rainey pitched better than Joey Wentz in spring training.
I thought he did too. Joey Wentz pitched well in spring training.
Yeah. That was the move that surprised me.
Yeah.
Ryan Barucki did not surprise me. I think Ryan Barucki, all along, that was the plan. If he's healthy, he's going to make this team. He pitched well enough to do it. And it's nothing against Joey Wentz. I just thought it would come down to Tanner Rainey. I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
But if you pitch, they could have 13 pitchers. If they're all left-handed, they all pitch well, whatever. I don't care what hand you throw with. Throw strikes and get people out. But I thought Rainey was a little bit better than Wentz, and it doesn't really matter because it's their decision and not mine.
And I still think there's a chance we see Rainey. He did not have an opt-out, so we'll see him probably in Indianapolis, and then if he gets up here,
something will happen.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
something will happen.
And I think it's worth noting. I mean, Peter Strzelecki gets designated for assignment, or will be designated for assignment. Charrington said so. That's the roster move that will get.
I worry about them losing him. Not that that's a reason not to make the move. It's just he's a pretty good pitcher. Has a track record. I think somebody will grab him.
Yeah, I agree. I like the depth for pitching in both AAA or in both the bullpen and the rotation in AAA. There's a lot of good reinforcements. And then when you consider guys like Oviedo, Jones, Marietta, they're all going to be back at some point this year. Yeah. In addition to guys like Nicholas, Yeen, as you mentioned, Rainey, obviously the 4 prospects in the rotation that we always talk about. There's a lot of options on the mound. Let's talk about the position player group. Again, a lot of left-handed bats. Yeah. Their whole bench, assuming Triolo starts at first base, and Bart starts at catcher, and Pham starts in left at field, your bench is Sawinski, Bay, Andy Rodriguez, and Adam Frazier. Those are 3 left-handed bats and a switch hitter, that some people think should just be a left-handed hitter in general. Yeah. What do you think of this this position player group?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have some guys hit left on left. Yeah. It's just reality. And unfortunately, they haven't done a great job of that. Right. I think if you can have a criticism of Ji-Won Bae and Jack Sawinski so far, other than the inconsistency, the spells, the strikeouts, they haven't hit left-handed pitching all that well. So it worries me a little bit, but you know what? The Pirates kept their best, most productive position players, regardless of how they hit. So I can't really criticize that. I wouldn't have taken Henry Davis over Andy just because he hits exclusively from the right-handed side of the plate, or whatever it would be. They took the best options they had. Yeah,
Sawinski, Andy, and Bay all had really good seasons at the plate. They get rewarded. It seems like also, Jason, that they made a priority to make sure they would have better odds against right-handed pitching, something they did not hit well. I mean, they're going to have plenty of left-handed bats to do it, so it'll be interesting. Thoughts tomorrow real quick on opening day?
I can't wait. Yeah. That's an overarching thought. I'm just ready for real baseball. I'm sure I'm not nearly as ready as you are, having covered the duration of spring training. Yeah. A real Paul Skeens start. Paul Skeens from the get-go, no restrictions, go out and do your thing. I'm excited for that. I think this offense can be better than a lot of people think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to be top 10 in the league or anything like that, but I don't think it's going to be an Achilles heel. Can the bullpen hold up? Can they play better fundamental baseball? I don't know, but I think the offense can put them in that conversation.
They've got a good test in day 1 against Sandy Alcantara?
I always say Alcantara. Okay. And then my wife makes fun of me for rolling the R.
Well, so he said it.
Sandy
there you go.
Alcantara.
2022 National League Cy Young winner against the favorite to win the 2025 National League Cy Young. Should be a really good pitching matchup. So we'll have you covered there at the ballpark. He's Jason Mackey. I'm Noah Hiles. Read all of our work at post-gazette.com and subscribe to this YouTube channel at PG Pirates.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.